Tigers.
This is another WEHT Sports exclusive, brought to you in part by your local Coca-Cola bottling company. For the best tasting decaffeinated soft drinks around, Coke is it. And by Kenny Kent, where all Chevrolets are created equal. Kenny Kent makes the difference. By your neighborhood True Value hardware store. And by Amco Transmissions, a proud sponsor of IHSAA football and the 1982 state champ Castle Knights. And now, live from Paradise, Indiana, here's WEHT Sports Director Bill Weber and former Harrison High School football coach Don Watson.
It is a warm southern Indiana summer evening. Still, as expected, the atmosphere is one of electricity. It is far from football weather, but indeed the football season is here. Tonight, for one of these teams, dreams becomes reality. The march toward what could be a state championship. And of course, the goal of every team is to go undefeated. But to win them all, as the old cliche goes, you have to win the first one. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bill Weber, and welcome to the start of the 1983 high school football season. Tonight here at Castle, it is, of course, the Castle Knights and the Memorial Tigers. A year ago, both these teams had real super seasons. Castle's, of course, is well documented. But then when you go undefeated and win a state championship, it's hard to keep that a secret. But Memorial's story, if you'll excuse the cliche, is really a Cinderella one. A year ago, they were 0-10. Then last season, Coach Ralph Weinsapple turned the team around. They won their first 5. They ended up 7-3, and 2 of those losses were to very tough teams. These very same Castle Knights in a 33-6 loss, and they also lost to Jasper before finishing with that 7-3 record. So tonight it really looks like a balanced team. And to talk more about those teams, let me bring in my colleague. It is once again a pleasure to welcome to the WEHT family, former Harrison High School coach, Don Watson. And Coach, tonight it looks like a dandy.
Bill, this is going to be a great football game. This may be one of the better ball games that we'll have this year on the tube or throughout the season. Here's Memorial, the city champion last year, Castle, the state champion, both with Letterman back. Memorial with 13 Letterman, Castle back with 11. They have some areas that they're concerned about, but I'll guarantee you these ball clubs, they'll get it together tonight. Even though it's hot, they'll still be out there ready to play.
Well, we're proud to be starting the season along with them. We hope you'll stay with us. It promises to be a great evening. We'll be back with a kickoff right after we take time out for these words of interest for you.
Hey, this is new. Yeah, it's caffeine-free Diet Coke. Wait till you taste it. Introducing the 1-calorie caffeine-free cola. You're gonna drink just for the taste of it.
Diet Coke, yeah, Diet Coke. We're gonna taste from Coca-Cola.
Leave it to Coca-Cola. They got it right.
Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
Now there's both. Diet Coke and new caffeine-free Diet Coke.
Plaza Pharmacy in Newburgh Plaza is your complete one-stop pharmacy for all your health and beauty needs. Ken Hacker and his professional trained staff are ready and eager to serve you. All your prescription needs are just a phone call away when you rely on Plaza Pharmacy. Plaza Pharmacy has free delivery on prescriptions. So remember, for prescriptions, health and beauty aids, professional service, and competitive prices, come to Plaza Pharmacy in the Newburgh Plaza.
Ever notice how things break down right after the warranty expires? Most warranties only last a short time. But if you ever have a transmission problem, you can get a warranty that lasts as long as you own your car. It's Amco's car ownership warranty. You get free annual checkups, and you never have to pay for transmission repair again. Wouldn't it be nice if every warranty was this way? Amco. Why go anywhere else?
America's long-suffering car buyer. First, they hit you with planned obsolescence. Then they sold you a gas guzzler. Now they lure you with small cars, then sock you with the price. If you're feeling a little punchy, consider a Volvo. It's roomy, well-built, and an excellent value for the money. The choice is simple. Look at a Volvo, or continue to be treated like a bozo.
Kenny Ken Volvo in downtown Evansville.
We're set for the opening kickoff of the 1983 high school football season. The Castle Knights will receive. Memorial will kick off. We're ready to go. And the 83 season is underway. It's an end-over-end kick. And it comes to Gillis, who's at the 10 to the 15. That's the 20-25 yard line. and snowed over near the 27, and the Knights will take over 1st and 10 and near their own 27-yard line. The defending state champs on offense, and here's how they line up. Greg Mooney is the quarterback. In the backfield will be Tom Rollins and Chris Brosmer. Dion Chester is the split end. Gary Gillis is the flanker. Up front it is Seibert, Scales, Miller is the center, Thurman, Mooney, and the tight end is Robin Williams. They come out on a slot left in the I formation, something we'll see a lot of tonight from the Castle Knights. Mooney is the quarterback. He's a 5'11 senior. That's Gillis in motion. Drop straight back. Now the Knights to throw. Out there is Gillis. He's got it. Breaks the tackle up near midfield. Great start for the Knights.
Billy, with an inexperienced quarterback in there, a boy who hasn't had much experience, I think Greg probably feels real good about that. He's first play from scrimmage, throw the ball in the air. Here it is. It's a nice catch, too, but by Bivens, wasn't it? Gillis, pardon me. That was Gary Gillis. Yeah, that gives him some confidence.
Goins comes in. Gillis will leave. It is 1st and 10 for the Knights at the 49-yard line. Dion Chester to the top of your screen. Out of the eye. On 1st and 10 from the 49. Second man through. This is Chris Brosmer across midfield and struggles. Fumble, loose ball. Let's see. Memorial's got it.
Memorial recovers.
Number 69, Chris Leinenbach, 5'11", 213, came up with the fumble.
There it is again. Let's see if we can see who jars it loose. Brosmer still keeps those feet moving, mark of a great back, and let's see if we can see who knocked it loose. You couldn't see his number, but you saw the ball come loose. And first turnover of the game, and the first break goes to the Memorial Tigers. They move up to the line of scrimmage. Matt Falkenstein, the 6-foot senior at quarterback. Out of a pro set. This is Bevins across midfield to the 45, struggles down near the Castle 42-yard line.
Just a straight dive, Bill.
There's the Memorial offense. Falkenstein, the quarterback. Bevins and Young, along with Garner in the backfield. Stone and Kincaid, the split ends. Up front, it's Alvey, Mueller, Leinenbach, Craig, Head, and Eric Seed. Check that side. Pickup of 8, 2nd down and 2. Off the play action. Intercepted by Gillis. Gillis to the 40, 45, 48-yard line.
Bill, that was an indication of what happens to ball clubs this early in the season. Here's 2 mistakes made both early in the ball game, and what these clubs are trying to do is kind of calm down a little bit. Here's a break for both teams. First for Memorial, and then here comes Castle in.
So you're not surprised to see the aerial attack?
No, it looks like we're going to get it in the air quite a bit tonight. I think both teams are trying to prove their quarterbacks.
47-yard line, we'll call it. 1st and 10 for Castle. 9.5 to go, first quarter. Gillis in motion. First man through, absolutely no yardage there.
Number 35,
That's Tom Rollins, the 5'11 senior on the carry. Loss of 2 on the play.
2nd down.
We'll call it 2nd and 12 for Castle at their own 45-yard line. Jeff Mickle will come in. Gillis goes out. Tony Mooney also leaves the lineup. Head coach John Laddie will shuffle the plays in. Mooney is replaced by Kevin Ricketts. Second and 12 from the 45. Mickle in motion. This is the second man through. Brosmer midfield. Big yardage. 45. 40. He may go. 45-yard line. Eric Seib on the scout.
I think we saw something there, Bill, that if you're going to tackle him, you better get a good hold on him because he broke about 3 tackles on that. That was an excellently executed play. Here you see it again. There's one that the fellow...
30 yards on the carry.
Here's what he's doing. He's cutting back against the grain, and it's hard to make a stop like that. Here you see it again.
Great running by Brosmer. To the Memorial 25 and a 1st and 10. This is Rollins on the give.
Number 35,
Pickup of 5. Bevins in on the stop. We'll call it a gain of 4 to the 21. It'll be second and 6. There's a Memorial defense. Albie, Mueller, Leinenbach, Craig, Head, and Seib. Bamey, Gardner, Bevan, Foltz, and Falkenstein, who goes 2 ways at quarterback and at safety. Second and 6 out of the I. Brosmer.
That was a keeper, Bill.
Right. Mooney keeps.
Third down.
Don, we talked to the coaches quite a bit this week, and basically the feeling we got from John Laddie is that you're not going to see a lot of difference in this year's offense than from what you saw a year ago.
Basically, that's true. He was very impressed with the fullback, Tom Rollins, because of his speed. He said Tom's awfully quick off the ball. Memorial in a basic 4 defense. They do a lot of things off of that, Bill, and these people are just sparring right now.
3rd and 3. Brosmer down near the 10-yard line. Another Castle first down. Leinenbach on the stop, along with some help from Bevan.
Tom Bevan and Chris Leinenbach on the tackles for Memorial.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line for the Knights. Mickle comes out. Again, Mooney is the quarterback. Rollins is the up man in the I. Chris Brosmer, the deep man. This is Brosmer. 5, 3, 2, 1-yard line.
Brosmer, number 30.
Falkenstein in on the stop, along with Mike Vessels, a 5'8" senior. And they
There
will
you see it
measure.
again. This is just a fullback lead, and he just steps outside it. He's got excellent balance here, Bill. I think this is a thing that a lot of young folks ought to watch. This fella runs well, and he's got good balance. It's hard to tackle him. If you don't grab hold real good, you're in trouble.
Great leg drive. They measure for the first down. And Brosmer comes up just shy. So it'll be 2nd and inches for Mooney and company, just outside the Castle 1. Goins returns, or Goins leaves rather, and Gillis returns to the lineup. .6:27 to go, first quarter. A scoreless ball game on opening night for the defending state champ Castle Knights and the 1982 Evansville City champion Memorial Tigers. Again, it is Rollins in front of Brosmer in the backfield. Mooney ducks in under center, takes the snap. Brosmer bounces off one tackler and then is stopped. Falkenstein up from the safety position to ensure the tackle. Getting some help from Seib.
That was an excellent tackle there on the goal line. With the way Brosmer's running, he just kind of met him and head on, and then kind of went into looked like a body block down there on the goal line, but he managed to keep him out.
60 TDs for Castle last year, and most of those were gotten via the rush. 3rd and 1 for a first down, 1.5 for a touchdown. Brosmer is in. Chris Brosmer on the plunge from 1.5 yards out, and the Knights break the seal at 5:40 of the first quarter. Here it is again. Brosmer, no doubt the workhorse on that drive. He just piled over.
They went to the left side. It might tell us something that they liked Tony Mooney, the junior, in there at tackle. They went to him, and I'm sure, of course, the veteran on the other side, Greg Seibert. I guess they can go either way they want to go, but at that time it seemed like they were running to their left. Excellent block then by Mooney also.
Brosmer will attempt the point after. It is down, the kick is up. It's good, the kick is good. So with 5:40 to play in the first quarter, Castle takes an early 7-0 lead. A 53-yard drive for the Knights, taking almost 4 minutes.
Billy, their ground game looked almost as awesome as it did at the end of the season last year. They of course, started the game off with the pass, and here we go to commercial. I'll be right back with you.
For the biggest and best selection of Ralph Lauren fall fashions, come to Strauss's, Eastland and downtown Evansville.
When you're looking for quality products at extra special prices, look no further than True Value Hardware Store's Hardware Value of the Month. In August, it's this Empire 18-inch Super Brute Garage Broom, just $4.99. The steel tip won't break off and these durable threads won't strip, so it's ideal for sweeping rough surfaces. During August, get an Empire 18-inch Garage Broom for just $4.99. Look for the Hardware Value of the Month banner at participating True Value Hardware Stores and home centers.
Along with Don Watson, this is Bill Weber at Castle High School. Just moments ago, Chris Brosmer plunging in from a yard and a half out, giving the Knights a 7-0 lead with 5:40 left to go in the first quarter. Brosmer will now kick off. Garner and Young are deep for the Tigers.
Bill, a while ago I was talking in regards to the Mooney boy, number 78. He deadlifts 480 pounds. Of course, you know the secret of their success up here is their excellent weight program.
Low twisting kick, bounces off one player, Young takes it. Straight up the middle, breaks one tackle, dives forward to the 30-yard line. Sean Young, a talented sophomore for Ralph Weinzappel's Tigers, brings it back to the 30, and Memorial will start 1st and 10, their second series. As you look at the Castle defensive starters, Robin Williams, Craig Seibert, Chris Scales is the ever-tough nose guard, Kevin Ricketts, and Joe Huff. We'll give you the secondary after this play. Falkenstein ducks in. The give is to Bevan. There you see Thurman and Keeney are the linebackers. Green, Mickle, Gillis, and Chester, the defensive secondary.
For Memorial, 2nd down.
Keeney and Thurman combining on that stop. Pick up a 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6. A good look at 6 foot, 187-pound senior Matt Falkenstein. Again, the give to Bevins, who's stacked up immediately. Chris Scales, the nose guard, with plenty of help. Joe Huff in there, along with Greg Seibert, and a host of others. Pickup of about a yard. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Bill, Sean Young, a young fellow who's considered one of the finest sophomore athletes in the city of Evansville, is pressed into action tonight because of the injury to a real fine back, and Mark Wooten hurt a hand last week in practice, not even dressed tonight, I don't believe. Am I correct, Bill?
That's right. He'll be out for a couple of weeks. Well, that all depends on who you talk to. Ralph Weinzappel, of course, wants his talented back in the lineup. It'll be a matter of time, I imagine, before they fully decide, but he's not dressed tonight, and he is a heavy loss. And Ralph told us earlier in the week he was just as valuable on defense as a safety as he was in the offensive backfield. Right now it's 3rd and 5 for Falkenstein and company at the 35. The give to the second man through and nothing doing. Craig Seibert and Chris Scales stack that up right away.
Excellent defensive play there by Seibert and Scales. You can see they came off the ball real quick, and they met the man right at the line of scrimmage. Here you can see it. Just fought off the block, and there it was.
Bevins carries for no gain, and it'll be 4th down and 5. And Gillis will drop back for Castle. And Jim Morgan will kick it away. Deion Chester also back for the Knights as Morgan moves forward and boots a high, wobbly kick. Chester calls for the fair catch and makes it at about the 31-yard line. Deion really waited to the last minute before signaling for the fair catch, but got it done. And the Knights take over again at their own 31. Last time they had the ball, drove 53 yards in 8 plays, using 4 minutes off the clock for the first score of the season. It is 7-0 Castle, 3:26 to go, first quarter. Rollins and Brosmer in the backfield. Those are some impressive stats on that graphic for the Knights. Mooney to throw for Chester. Good catch. Breaks a tackle. 45. Gets a block. Midfield. Great open field tackle.
That was another excellent catch, Bill. He had one of those last year, I think, about the first game that we played. He looks the ball in his hands real well, gets up high, and if you noticed, he got a lot of help from his other people coming downfield. You can see that there. Anytime you get those other receivers coming back and going to pick people up, then you've got a good game going for you.
Eric Seib with the fine open field tackle. Still the gain to the 48-yard line of Memorial. First down on the delay. Brosmer, big yardage again. To the 30-yard line. They'll mark it at the 31.
I think it was a little halfback draw, Bill. If we get a look at that again, that's a little halfback draw, and it's a delay is what it is, but there you see it there. Well, it's really a little delay. It looks more like a delay than it does a draw, but he's a tough one. He's a hard fella to bring down, and you better wrap him up.
Pickup of 17 yards. First and 10 at the 31. Mickle in motion to the far side. The give to the first man through. Big yardage. Bob Rollins inside the 15. Bolkenstein, again, the safety has to make the stop.
Bolkenstein on the tackle. First down tackle.
Kincaid helping out. This time to the first man through. Gain of 15 for Rollins.
Now we know what he was talking about when he said he's awfully quick off the ball. He's got good quick speed.
Brosmer takes the handoff. Crashes down near the 13-yard line. Ken Head on the stop.
Second down.
Look like Seib and Garner are in there too. Pickup of 2, it'll be 2nd and 8. The Tigers a year ago, of course, the city champs, won their first 5, finished 7-3. Castle with the unblemished 14-0 mark that took them to Indianapolis, then to a state championship celebration. Now a 2nd and 8. Brosmer around the near side. And again, that closed up pretty well. He got inside the 10.
Brosmer, number 30 carry.
John Foltz on the tackle. Came up well, did a good job from that cornerback spot. Here you see John come up. There, he learned that he's not going to let that fellow run at him too much without getting both hands on him.
Pickup of 4, it'll be 3rd and 4. Gillis checks in with the play. And the Knights break the huddle, move up to the line. Brosmer again, fumble, loose ball, still loose. Looks like the Tigers have it. Let's wait and see. They do.
Memorial recovers.
Well, they'll be pinned deep, but it still stops the Castle drive. And we'll take a look at it again to see if we can identify. Looks like it might have been Bob Alvey on the recovery. We'll wait and see.
First and 10, Memorial.
Here it is. You take a look and judge for yourself. You see the ball pop loose.
Brosmer looked like he might have hit his fullback up through there, but that's what goal line now do we have Memorial on, Bill? They're close, about the
right
1 yard
down
line.
there. Their backs against the wall. Still it stops the drive with 28 seconds and the clock running in the first quarter. Bolkenstein, the quick give. And stacked up immediately is Bevan. Boy, not much room to breathe back there.
I don't think the crowd liked that. They kind of thought they were looking for a safety, but as long as he gets that ball out past that stripe, he's still in control of it.
And that'll be the last play of the first quarter here at Castle High School. The first quarter comes to a completion, and the only score, the 53-yard drive by the Castle Knights. We'll be back with the second quarter kickoff. Take timeout. Castle leads Memorial 7-0.
Memorial, nothing.
During Kenny Kent's Closeout 83 on Chevrolets, they're pricing them down and closing them out. Remember, All Chevrolets are created equal. Kenny Kent makes the difference.
The biggest game is on today. The whole town's got a part to play. But the hard work you do makes a kid's dream come true. And there's something big waiting for you. Coke is it, the most refreshing taste around. Coke is it. Play ball. Coke is it.
And now enjoy new caffeine-free Coke. The can is gold. The taste from Coke. Coke or new caffeine-free Coke. Either way, you'll say Coke is it.
Back at Castle High School, Bill Weber along with Don Watson, as we are ready to begin the second quarter. 12 minutes of action complete. 7-0. Castle leads Memorial. The Tigers backed up on their own one after recovering a fumble. 2nd and 10. The misdirection. Breaking outside. This is Garner. Gets some breathing room out across the 15.
That was an excellent, Bill, that was an excellently executed play. He really came out nice. That was from a full house backfield. That was just a sweep. I guess we kind of pinched in on the defense and let this fella out. First down, it gives him breathing room. Here you see it.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Nothing doing there at all. Thurman in on the stop.
Scott kind of knifed through there well.
Carry for Memorial, number 32.
That was an excellent play. He seemed to, somebody missed an assignment, he would probably like to think, but or better still, he'd like to think that he beat off an assignment. How's that?
It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Tigers. The ball rests at their own 14-yard line.
Ball on the 14-yard line.
That's Coach John Evers there. John handles the offensive line, does an excellent job.
Full house fumble.
On the play.
Castles recovers.
We turn it over again.
Well, early season mistakes, Don.
Well, here's what's happening. You know, it's extremely hot out there. They're soaking wet. That ball's wet. And consequently, it's like playing in the rain. And I can understand that this could happen. And this is the type of thing that when you get wet uniforms and wet hands, you're going to get some of this. And both clubs have got to be very
nervous, aren't they?
Well, they're a little bit nervous, I'm sure, but they've got to react quick when they see that ball flopping around in the air.
Castle with a break. They'll start at the Memorial 13. The pitch goes to Brosmer, tries the left side. Couldn't break one tackle.
Number 30.
Saib fought off a block by Gillis to make the stop. Pickup of 3 for Brosmer.
Side, number 84, made the tackle.
It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Knights at the 10-yard line. Watch Saib, 84, fight off the block by Gillis there and wrap up the leg and bring down Brosmer. Eric Saib, a 5'11", 200-pound junior. Deion Chester to the top of your screen. Rollins in front of Brosmer in the backfield. This is Rollins on the carry, breaks through the middle.
Number 35, Tom Rollins.
Garner on the stop from his linebacker position.
In on the tackle.
Pickup of 3 more. And we'll call it 3rd and 4, Coach.
Billy, with Rollins coming up the middle on those little fullback slants, just right up the middle, and then you've got to defense him. Then you've got Brosmer, who was running a little wide, and I'm sure some people were keeping an eye on him. That's a pretty difficult thing to do when you got both of them to contend with.
3rd and a long 4. Let's see if they take it upstairs. The fake, the jump pass. This is Huff. Touchdown. It counts. He held on long enough.
That was a little look in to Joe. He caught the football, carried it in the end zone, and I'm sure some people on the replay might say he dropped it, but as long as he carries it in the end zone, it's all right.
Once he has that ball and the feet come down, it's a touchdown, and there is one of the most talented players as far as heart and abilities are concerned, Joe Huff.
There it is. He got it hit, but he'd already carried it in there. Yes, Joe Huff is a guy that we were talking the other day about. He's quite a football player. When it comes to playing football, he's out there. Offensively, defensively, he don't want to come off the field either.
Huff had an injured thumb on one hand, then injured the thumb on the other hand as Brosmer prepares for the point after. It's up, and it is good. The kick is good. It's 14-0. They quickly wrap up the story on Rosemary. Went to the doctor, came back, and Coach Laddie said, "Is it broken?" He said, "No, Coach, it's only fractured. I'm okay."
That was Joe Huff.
That's right.
All right.
14-0. Castle leads over the Memorial Tigers. And the Tigers now will look to get it in gear offensively.
Well, I'm sure Ralph has got some thinking about some things. He's finding a little problem up front with Castle, their veteran defensive ball club. I think he'll probably say, let's try to get it up in the air and try to loosen things up. That's what I believe I would be trying to do. So we'll see what happens. It's still a long way off, and I'm sure that they're talking to each other on the sideline and saying, what can we do and what can't we do? So we're just going to find out now.
Well, the Tigers deep to receive the kickoff from Chris Brosmer and the Castle Knights.
You know, Memorial's got 3 boys going both ways out here, and consequently, when it's hot like that, you got to give them a little bit of a break. And they're a little young up front with their tackle spots, but they got 2 big boys in Kassenbrock and Starry, and they're going to help them, and they're going to get things rolling here in a minute.
Boy, this is a dandy kick by Brosmer. Return up across the 20-yard line.
The receiver for Memorial.
Albee on the carry. There you see the first quarter story statistically. Obviously, the total yards, these unofficial stats, of course. 116 for Castle to Memorial, 6. The turnovers, 3 in the first 12 minutes of play. That, of course, will decrease as time goes on throughout the season. The yards rushing outbalancing, of course, the yards passing. And a player down on the field looks to be a Castle player. And the Castle medical staff working over him now as Coach John Laddie jogs onto the field. There's a lot of concern about the heat here. Understand that halftime may be lengthened tonight to allow the players an extra 5 minutes or so to recover in the locker room and then come out and catch their breath in the fresh air.
Well, I'll guarantee you, Bill, there's a lot of fluid being lost, and there's a lot of fluid being consumed out there. It used to be, you know, years ago, if you were dragging in practice, coaches used to say, all right, we're going to break, we're not going to have a water break, this, that, and the other. And then they found out that the reason for that was simply because we were out of fluid. Now we try to give as much fluid as we possibly can give.
Jeff Breen was the injured player. He's number 44. He made the initial hit on Albee, but he got a good hand as he walks to the sideline under his own power. And we're ready to resume.
Memorial, Bill, has Rich Garner and Tom Bevan and Matt Falkenstein going both ways. And, of course, they're backs, and they do a lot of running. I'm sure they'll have to rest them a little bit tonight.
Full house backfield for the Tigers. Lots of motion. Let's see which way they call it.
That's encroachment.
That's one of those great calls, encroachment.
Went into play not too long ago, and consequently, all you got to do is step across the line, and
it's good old-fashioned offsides. Pickup of 5 for Memorial on the penalty. That's the first infraction tonight.
Bill, remember, you used to jump over there and then jump back. Now you jump over there, it's all over.
1st and 5.
It'll be a 1st and 5 situation with 9:05 to go in the second quarter. Again, the full house backfield as Memorial works on a 1st and 5. Falkenstein on the keeper around the right side. Got back near the line of scrimmage. Gillis is over there.
David Seeley is in there at nose guard, giving Chris Scales a little rest.
Greenwell is also in there now. John Greenwell, a 6'1 junior. One thing about Castle, plenty of depth on this club. They had 80 players come out for varsity ball this fall. If this heat keeps up, they may need all of them.
Full house backfield, full T. That's what they ran well while ago.
Gives straight up the middle to Bevan, and looks like he's got the first down, and he does. Michael Keeney in on the stop, but it's a first down for Memorial.
Bevan's a fine athlete. He can play both ways, and he gives you everything he's got out there. Coach Ralph Weinsappel thinks that he is the real workhorse of the ball club, one of the workhorses, but he really is high on on Bevan. I can understand why. That was an excellent job there. That was the dive, Bill. That's the best play in football, I've always said, because you get one block and a good fast running back, and look out, he may be dancing it to safety. And this time, Bevan came up there real well.
Well, Memorial has called for a timeout. Matt Falkenstein asking the officials for a timeout. We'll check those officials for you tonight. The referee is Kevin Murphy. The umpire is Bill Rice. Russ Caton is the line judge. And the head linesman is Mark Logel. That the Southern officiating crew that is working this season opening affair tonight here at Castle High School. Along with former Harrison coach Don Watson, I'm Bill Weber. It is 14-0, Castle leading Memorial here on opening night with 8:09 left to go in the second quarter. A good turnout. This ticket was tough to get, Coach.
In talking to Coach Weinsappel the other day, he said his strengths, he thought, of course, of being with 13 Letterman, is the fact that he had all of his backs are Letterman, and that's excellent. He was a little bit inexperienced in his tackle and end spot, but he has some big people in there, and I'm sure as they get a little bit experience under their belt, Bill, this is going to be a fine football team. They've got some things that they're probably thinking about now. How are we going to get outside, or maybe we ought to throw some, but let's see what happens.
This is 1st and 10. Loose ball. Castle's got that one back. Garner just plain out lost it. He had it. It just slipped through. He juggled it a few times. It fell to the ground, and he shakes his head as he puts his hands on his hips. Let's see if we can see who got it back. Looks like Robin Williams might have been the first one there.
Robin Williams.
Or spotter Jack Keller right on the spot tonight.
Again, you saw the dive. He got through. He had 5, 6, 7 yards, and it slipped out. And like I said, it's wet. It's almost like playing in the rain.
Well, Memorial turns it over again. That's the 4th turnover of the ball game. And Castle works on a 1st and 10. They're going to pass. Rolling right. Now Mooney will put it down and run. He's got some blockers downfield. Gillis didn't know which way to turn, and now Mooney stacked up.
Number 11, Greg Mooney.
Got down near the 31-yard line. Pickup of about 14 on the play.
Here you see him kind of turning in the defense, and consequently they backed off on the receivers. And the little quarterback said, I think I'll just run it, which is an excellent idea. A lot of people will stand there and wait for somebody to get open. He made his mind up quickly when he hit that line of scrimmage, Bill.
Barry Mueller among those that caught up from behind to bring down Mooney. 1st and 10 from the 31. On the counter, this is Jeff Mickle.
Number 20, Jeff Mickle.
And he cracks it down to about the 25-yard line. That's a play we saw a lot last year, and a play that I think
Here you
Coach
see it,
Leidy
they
will tell
faked
you.
both men up, and it's a little counter back to the inside.
2nd down.
Well, the recent weather report just in, 91 degrees.
At the present time.
Right, it was 95 when we kicked off. So this is almost an extreme cooling trend
I don't
now.
think, Bill, we'll have to put a sweater on before the night's over.
1st and 10. Check that, 2nd and about 3. This is the end around. Goins with a big gain. Still on his feet to the 5. Down to the 3-yard line. Monty Goins, the 5'8 junior, 150-pounder.
Monty Goins.
Bill, an excellent thing happened. Watch the replay. Look at the tackle made on Brosmer up in the middle. That's excellent execution when you can run up the middle and make them tackle you. That's what you want to do. This little fella shows some running ability with his feet apart, too.
28-yard gain to the 3, and it's 1st and goal. Rollins. I don't think he got as much as he thought he did. Gain of about 1. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. Memorial sends in the goal line, folks.
Memorial playing an even defense. It's a 4, and they do a lot of things off of it.
2nd down and 2.
Adam Starry and Ken Kassenbrock check in.
Those are the offensive tackles.
Brosmer is in. Well, Castle's offense is working extremely effectively through the first half, and now they have rolled it to 20-0. And nothing tricky about this play.
There you see it. Fake to the fullback, give to Brosmer at halfback, and that's it. We've seen it happen many times, and it's being executed well. Now this time they're going off the other tackle. They're going off of Greg Seibert. First series of downs went off the left tackle. Now they go to the right tackle.
The extra point attempt to stretch it to 21-0. And Brosmer with a no doubt about it job. Well, this highly unexpected as Castle has stretched it to 21-0 with 5:28 to go in the first half. And we'll be back with the Castle kickoff after this timeout.
Sure, we're experts. Transmissions, carburetors, what have you.
A lot of places claim to be transmission experts.
Sure, we're experts. We've been fixing transmissions for close to a month and a half now. Good month and a half.
Sure, we're experts. Why, we fixed this gentleman's transmission 18 times alone. 19. 19.
Take your car to the real transmission experts. The place that only fixes transmissions and fixes more of them than anyone. AMCO. Why go anywhere else?
The Pizza Chef in Newburgh Plaza is your stop for the best tasting pizzas and sandwiches in town. Enjoy either the traditional or thick crust pizza with your favorite toppings. Pizza Chef also has a good selection of delicious hot sandwiches including strombolis, Italian beef, or for the big appetite, the Plaza Burger. For the light eater, try our Garden Fresh salad bar with all the trimmings. A relaxed atmosphere, pleasant surroundings including a big screen TV and good food are all available at the Pizza Chef. Highway 261 in Newburgh Plaza.
Once again, you see it. Here we go with the fullback lead up the middle and off tackle. I mean, right off his rear is Chris Brosmer. He's done this so much, and he's getting excellent blocking up front. Now, I want to tell you something. We've been talking about these two fine tackles, Seibert and Mooney. Castle's also blessed with two fine guards. Dan Thurman, who started there last year, a big boy who's been a monument in blocking there. Chris Scales, who went from defense back to the offensive unit, and Aaron Miller. Those fellas can block, and they're blocking hard out there tonight.
Anything surprise you so far about this, Coach?
No, they're a veteran ball club, of course. They're the state champions, and they have a lot of faith in themselves, and they're showing it. I think Memorial is a good football team, and I think the breaks hasn't been too good for them, but they'll never quit. I'll guarantee you that, Bill. They'll be there.
Young on the return out near the 27-yard line. And Matt Falkenstein, the Memorial quarterback and company, will set up shop 1st and 10 with 5:22 to go in the half. And they'll look to get the offense really started here. Memorial's really been stifling themselves, a couple of early turnovers.
I look for him to maybe start putting the ball in the air a little bit. This Falkenstein's a fine football player, has been a good football player for 2 years. And
this is Garner.
A little off-tackle slant off of the full house. You know, they had good build. They ran the ball well on the dive.
That was my fault. Bevan on the last carry there. Joe Huff brought him down.
Huff and Ricketts on
Pickup of 1. We'll call it 2nd and 9. And I agree with you. I think they're going to have to go upstairs here. Of course, Ralph told us he wanted to establish the run before they went to the pass, but so far, now they're going to throw. Falkenstein. This is Sean Young along the right sideline, has a first down, and now some extracurricular activity gets started on the far side. And cooler heads prevail, and the festivities subside. Young, meanwhile, with a good catch and a dance down the sideline for a Memorial first down.
Here you see him from a halfback spot. They pitch that ball out to him. He's another good runner. He's got good shoulder action there. Dropped that shoulder on that defensive back. He's got to do that, and he's going to be a good one.
Well, a pickup of, we'll call it 10 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10.
First down.
The clock ticks to 4:24 left to go in the first half. First man through.
Rich Garner carries.
That was Garner who finally gets up from the bottom of the pile.
Second down.
Pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Memorial shuffling several players.
I'm sure Coach Weinzappel and Coach Merkel would like to go in the half with one on the board and make things a little easier.
On 2nd and 8.
There's a dive.
This is Young and a loose ball, and Castle has it again.
Castle recovered a fumble.
Once again, Bill, they ran the dive nice over Kassenbrock. Kassenbrock seemed to be doing his job. The halfback did a nice job. The ball pops out. And maybe we're going to have to hang on a little bit tighter, but these things will happen.
Well, so far, Memorial really has been their own worst enemy. On the last series, they turned the ball over on the 45-yard line, and Castle was able to punch it in just 4 plays. Now they turn it over on the 42. It'll be 1st and 10. Mooney calls signals and drops straight back to pass. He looks, steps up, now brings it down, scrambles, gets away from one tackler, heads for the sideline, and is finally caught from behind by Garner.
Tackled by Rich Garner, number 23.
Looks like Mooney picked up about 5 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd and 5.
On the replay here, he had a little problem out of the official right there. I'm sure he's saying to himself, why didn't he get out of the way? But those fellas, they have to be out there too, don't they, Bill?
Don, you talk so kindly about the officials. I have to dig into your past and
someone
see if,
has to talk nice about them.
2nd and 5, 2:40 to go in the first half. Mooney on the delay to Brosmer. They saw that coming. Another loose ball. And Brosmer recovered it. Ziliak there on the stop. Ziliak, another one of those players you'll see on both sides of the line for Memorial. Loss of 3, 3rd down and 8. Look for the Knights to throw here. Chester split wide to the bottom of your screen. Now the little flare out to Brosmer. And he comes up shy, and he really got popped. Ziliak is there. Sean Young is there.
Mooney to Brosmer.
Good reaction there by Memorial. Did you see that, though? That little swing pass out, and they really watch the recovery here. You see 4 or 5 white people coming up there in good shape. That's good pursuit. You've got to have that.
Now you see Brosmer's yardage on the ground. 10 carries, 78 yards through the first half to this point. 1:27 left to go. It's 4th down and 6. And Brosmer will kick it away. Sean Young deep on the left side, and now we've got a whistle, and it's a delay of game call against Castle. And I'm sure Brosmer not too upset about that. That'll give him a little more yardage to work with.
Maybe it was too sharp, Bill. He wanted more yardage, so he said, we'll take the 5 yards, give me a chance to kick it down there. He does about everything. Excellent back, excellent balance. Guys like that, you could probably play at guard, and they do a good job up there.
You and your linemen. You love that aspect of the game, though, don't you? That's where the real work gets done.
That's where it's played. That's where it's played.
Brosmer with a good kick. This is Young. Decides to let it hop, and let's see. It made it into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And with 1:03 to go in the first half, Memorial will be 80 yards away. There you see the scoreboard story, 21-0 Castle on top. The Tigers will start at their own 20-yard line.
John Coudray on the snap of the ball there did an excellent job going for the punter.
They'll keep it on the ground. This is Garner around the left side.
Number 23, Rich Garner.
Mickelin on the stop. And that is who is down. Jeff Mickle, the 5'11 junior.
Thurman
Scott Thurman also in helping out on the tackle. I think Mickle just got the wind knocked out of him. Pickup of about 4 on the play. Make it 5. It'll be a 2nd and 5 situation for the Tigers. The coach is out to talk to the young Castle cornerback. Meanwhile, Memorial waits. It'll be a 2nd and 5 situation for the Tigers when they resume. Plenty of other action going on throughout the tri-state tonight. We'll be updating you on scores and the like as the evening progresses.
Number 20 is Jeff Mickle.
Mickle makes it to the sideline under his own power, and now will resume with 49 seconds remaining in the half. The Castle cheerleaders whoop it up on the sideline. Their fans have had plenty to cheer about. 21-0, Knights on top. Again, the full house backfield. This time Falkenstein keeps, and he went absolutely nowhere. See who's at the bottom of that pile. Thurman is down there. Kevin Ricketts. And Michael Keeney.
3rd down.
Still, Falkenstein with a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 3. And we may not see another play this quarter. The clock down to 10 seconds. We'll see if they get it off. 7, 6 seconds. They got it off with 2 seconds left. The quick give. And that'll be the final play of the first half.
That's the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Castle 21.
Rich Garner with the final carry, a pickup of a couple. But the clock runs out for the first half here at Castle High School. And in the first half, the scoreboard stats dominated by the homestanding Knights. At the half, it's Castle 21, Memorial nothing. We'll be back in a moment.
During Kenny Kent's Closeout 83 on Chevrolets, they're pricing them down and closing them out. Remember, all Chevrolets are created equal. Kenny Kent makes the difference.
Summertime is fun time, and Opryland is better than ever, with more rides, shows, and good times. And July 17th through September 5th, Big G cereals can get you into Opryland free. Just present 4 box bottoms from any Big G cereals with one $12.75 admission purchased on the day of your visit and get a second admission $12.75 value free. Come hear America singing with a day at Opryland. 4 Big G cereal box bottoms and 1 paid admission get you in free.
What a beautiful drink. Tap Cola. For beautiful people. Tap, you're beautiful to me. Real cola tastes just 1 calorie. Tap Cola. You're beautiful to me. Great taste, 1 calorie. Tap.
I'm Kathy Lee Johnson, and this is new caffeine-free Tab. It's as tab can be. So if you're going caffeine-free...
Okay, guys, what do you like best about Hardee's?
Hardee's Burger!
And?
Hardee's Biscuit!
And?
Hardee's Bacon Cheeseburger!
And?
Hardee's Fries!
And?
Hardee's Chicken Filet!
And?
Smurfs at Hardee's. 6 glasses featuring a different Smurf every week for 6 weeks. All wishing you a happy Smurf Day party. Yours when you buy a medium soft drink for 99 cents or less plus tax at participating Hardee's.
Warwick Automotive has given a handcrafted...
Back at Castle High School, Bill Weber along with Don Watson. We are at halftime. And it is 21-0. The defending state champion Castle Knights leading the Memorial Tigers. And so far, Don, it has been really all Castle offensively because the Memorial offense has been turning the ball over. They can't hang on, and that's really been their downfall. 2 turnovers late in the second half, resulting in 14 Castle points.
Well, Bill, that's true. And like as I said earlier, it's wet. You would think it's raining when you're out playing like that. These fellows are perspiring something terrible. Their uniforms are soaking wet. Their arms, their hands. Consequently, it's like playing with a ball that's been pouring down rain, and it's a difficult thing. Now, they have to hang on to the football. That's true. They've set now with their offense is kind of sputtering, but at times Memorial's offense looked good. In the times that it did look good, what would happen? They'd fumble a football. And I'm sure, of course, those people hate that. And as a coach, you can't say anything about that. The kid didn't mean to fumble. He might have been hit hard. That might have caused it too, of course. But they're going to have to open it up a little bit. And I'm sure, I'm not saying anything. You don't know what the game plan is. You don't know what Coach Wines.
Well, the game plan's not to be down by 21.
Well, that's true. That's definitely true. But in there now, he's probably saying, well, we're going to have to spread it out a little bit. And I'm just assuming that. He might say, we're going to run this thing whether we like it or not. But anyway, I think that it's been a pretty hard-hitting ball game. And Castle looks like where they left off last year. Their execution is great.
Well, they started off where they left off last year. They started off tonight with a touchdown early on, the first touchdown of the ball game. The Knights broke the ice on this running play by Chris Brosmer, Coach.
Well, there it is again. It's the same thing. They run it to the left, they run it to the right. They like either one of their tackles. It doesn't make any difference. Their guards and tackles are tough up there. This one they happen to run over their left tackle, which is Tony Mooney. He's a junior. And then a little later on, you'll probably see where they run over Greg Seibert and Chris Scales. I say Tony Mooney and Dan Thurman. Those two people are working together. But they fake that fullback up in there, and he runs right off of their tail. And they did it so well last year, and it looks like they're up to the same trick this year.
Well, they've stretched it to 21-0. And there you see the halftime statistics. And the total yards tell the story, 211 to 30. And of course, the yards rushing and the yards passing as the total yards dominated by Castle. Halftime here at Castle High School, 21-0. Castle leads Memorial. We'll be back with more halftime entertainment and a talk with a promising quarterback from Purdue headed to U of E. We'll be back in a moment.
At Newburgh Pharmacy, we treat our customers like family. Come by and visit us at Newburgh Pharmacy, 333 State Street, Newburgh.
Real smooth. They're trying to find a few spots, or last-minute things, but I think they're going to be ready to go tomorrow night.
Well, it's been an interesting couple of weeks trying to get ready. You guys, we were over there this week. You're working hard, but it's hot out there.
Oh man, I tell you what, it's not, it's not right for these guys to have to get out in that heat, but they have to do it, and they're all working as best they can under conditions.
Let's talk a little bit about you. You're down here now. You'll be going into camp with Randy Rogers and company. What's your situation? Obviously, you have to lay out for a year, but you'll be in there working, right?
Right. The first year, I have to lay out at the games. I get to practice, and I get to, do all the fun stuff, but when it comes game day, I'll be on the sidelines, hopefully helping out in any way I can.
So you've had a real experience this summer. Now you're working with your dad over at Harrison, getting ready. Then you'll be going back to college here at home. Are you feeling good? You're looking good.
Thank you. I really enjoy it. I like working over there at Harrison. I think, I can learn a lot of things from doing that, and hopefully I can help some of those guys over there learn a few things.
But you're basically working with the receivers and quarterbacks.
Right. I'm working with receivers and quarterbacks right now, and I think we're going to have a lot of good receivers and quarterbacks. I hope, they can do a good job and maybe make me look good.
You must be looking forward down the line of your career at U of E. Obviously, you're in Randy Rogers' future plans because you're the only guy that'll be there a couple of years from now.
Well, I hope I'm in his plans. I'm looking forward to it, and heck, you can't hardly be passive, place up that fist throws about 50 times a game, so I'm looking forward to it. I hope I can fit in soon.
You must be looking forward, of course, to tomorrow night with Mater Dei today.
That is. I'm excited about it, and a lot more than I even thought I would be. I like working with the guys, and I really hope they play a good game, and I'm looking forward to helping them out.
Well, as your dad told us, you won 5 in a row at the end of the last season. You're looking to stretch it to 6 in a row. You got a tough team to do it against.
That's right.
Mater Dei.
That's right. They're on a 5-game win streak right now at Harrison, and tomorrow night, Mater Dei looks to be a tough opponent, but I think if Harrison can put their stuff together, it's going to be a good ball game. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
What do you think about here so far?
Castle looks really tough. They look really solid all the way through. Nothing spectacular, but they don't need anything spectacular. They just look real solid all the way around.
Scott, thanks for dropping by. Good luck tomorrow night.
Well,
we'll see you over those in the purple and white.
All righty, thanks a lot.
Thanks to you. That's Scott Marsh, the quarterback from the University of Evansville, who's helping out his dad, Mitch, coach over at Harrison, getting ready for their opener tomorrow night against Mater Dei. Here at Castle High School, it's the Knights leading the Memorial Tigers 21-0. Let's take time out for this.
Everyone comes out a winner during the pre-Labor Day Carnival of Values at True Value hardware stores. Get a sturdy True Value 32-gallon plastic trash can for just $8.88. Clean up leaves fast with this 22-inch green thumb rake, only $5.99. Then bag them in True Value leaf or trash bags, just $2.99 a box. And you'll find this Master Mechanic staple gun for just $13.95 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Hundreds, thousands. Oh, you've heard the Pepsi Challenge guys say that of the thousands they've tested, more prefer the taste of Pepsi over Coke. But let's get it straight. Millions, about 60 million times a day, people pick Coke. And if you multiply that times 365 days, you get, carried to 3, you get a lot more people drinking Coke than Pepsi. So the Pepsi guys can play their numbers game, because we've got number 1. Yes, Coke is it. Coke is it.
America's long-suffering car buyer. First, they hit you with planned obsolescence. Then they sold you a gas guzzler. Now they lure you with small cars, then sock you with the price. If you're feeling a little punchy, consider a Volvo. It's roomy, well-built, and an excellent value for the money. The choice is simple. Look at a Volvo, or continue to be treated like a bozo.
Kenny Ken.
Like a bozo.
Kenny Ken Volvo in downtown Evansville.
This is hard work. What's the matter? Ooh, I wish I had some Highland custard. Now this is more like it, and Highland custard tastes like it's homemade. It's great!
Along with Don Watson, Bill Weber back at Castle High School, and this was the 3rd touchdown for the Castle Knights. A little 7-yard jump up and unleash from Greg Mooney to Joe Huff.
That was a little jump pass, Bill, and that's a good play down there on the goal line, especially when you got a guy like Joe Huff. And we've talked about him earlier. He has been an excellent football player for 3 years up here at Castle, and when you sit around and talk to Coach about that fella, he could talk for a long, long time. He's very high on Joe Huff. This is an excellent football game for Castle so far. Memorial, I'm sure there's some things that they're talking about quite a bit. But in talking with John Leidy a couple of days ago, Bill, I think it was interesting when he talked about unity, and I think that's the thing that they're stressing this year, and that is what wins football games. And this ball club plays with a lot of unity. We asked him about his strengths, and of course he said body strength. Of course, they've got a tremendous weight program up here, and it goes on about 12 months a year. And I asked him, I said, Coach, when did you start your strength program after all the fall or all last year? And he said, I think we started about Thanksgiving. And sure enough, there they went. And this is what ball clubs are doing today, and you've got to have that strength. And he says also that this ball club's not maybe a little bit stronger, but also a quicker football team. And as you know, last year, they were as quick as they could be. And he says we've got better depth. He was very optimistic. And usually a coach this early in the season, we like to be optimistic, but we're thinking, what can happen? Last year was almost a perfect season for him, 14-0, and John will be the first one to tell you the chips fell right. This year, he said, we may be a better ball club, but we may run across teams that are better than what we did.
Well, also, he said that obviously you have to admit luck played a part, because when you go 14-0, you get all the breaks. Now, this year, he said that we may not get the break to keep us in a perfect situation. Also, one thing this year, with the cluster situation, you can throw out basically 6 games and play those 4 games like they're the Super Bowl. That's basically what you have to do.
That's excellent too, and I even know where coaches are.
You like that?
Oh, I like it because I think it gives them an opportunity to point a little bit more. One thing before we get off of Coach Leidy, he said to me, I think the one thing that's really helped us has been the Evansville system. He likes the fact that he's playing in that league, and week in and week out, they're tough football teams. And consequently, when you're playing tough opposition, you're going to be a better football team. Whereas if you would play you play 2 tough ball games, and then maybe you come up with some people that are not real tough, and your kids, then they start being a little, they let up, so to speak. And I know when you're playing a ball club that's not as good as you are, and you really know it, these are the teams that will scare you to death, because sometimes your kids have a tendency to let down.
Well, I want to ask you about this cluster system. You can go 4 and 6 and get into the playoffs.
That's right, but you're out of your league sometimes. Like Mater Dei's going to be in a cluster, and some of the teams they're playing, we're saying are too big, not too good, but the schools are too big, and we're going to put you in a league with people at your own size.
Well, I think it'll take a couple of years to iron out. We'll see how it works around. As we mentioned, plenty of other activities going on around the tri-state tonight. Over at the Wrights Bowl, a rematch of that controversial game a year ago that took place in Henderson County. Scoreless at the half, and Bill Hape and company, the new crew in at Wrights, 0-0 at halftime between Henderson County and the Panthers over at the Wrights Bowl. Archie Owen and company in the first half leading the North High Huskies 33-0. So Archie's got the offense in gear. Here it is, 21-0. Castle leads Memorial. We'll be back after this timeout.
During Kenny Kent's Closeout 83 on Chevrolets, they're pricing them down and closing them out. Remember, all Chevrolets are created equal. Kenny Kent makes the difference.
It's Ashley's back-to-school sale. For just $75, get enough outfits for a whole week. A complete wardrobe, including famous brand names, Levi, McGregor, and Lee. And as a bonus, we'll give you a handy backpack free. All this for only $75. Use Ashley's free layaway plan. For back-to-school savings, remember.
Yes, you can get it for less at Ashley's Outlet Store. Yes.
This Friday and Saturday, take your kids to Sears, because just about everything they wear is % off. Start with underwear. All kids' underwear is 25% off. Save $3 to $5 on all kids' Levi's, Wrangler, and Tuckskin jeans. Friday and Saturday at Sears, every girl's dress is 25% off. Save on Winnie the Pooh fashions, too. And top it off with 25% savings on all kids' coats and jackets. Take your kids to Sears Friday and Saturday, and take 25% off back-to-school prices.
Sunny weather brings lots of opportunities for taking great pictures, like here at Mesker Zoo, an excellent place to try out new photo ideas. Let your imagination run wild, but don't technicians use state-of-the-art equipment? And we use Kodak paper for a good look. Don't monkey around with inferior service or quality. Get the big game pictures you're after at Schmidt Photo.
There you see the Castle Knights coming over to the sideline. Memorial Tigers have returned to the field across the way. Ralph Winesapple has his troops huddled around. Castle will kick off, so we'll get to see the Memorial game plan, or what was decided, what was changed, or what they try to improve at halftime. We'll see the immediate effects of that on the kickoff. There you see Ralph Winesapple's record, of course, 10 straight losses in 1981 when the Tigers went 0-10, but then turning it around last year, winning their first 5, finishing 7-3. They reenact the festivities to begin the second half. Castle will indeed kick off. It's Joe Huff on the right, Rich Garner on the left. And Garner and the Tigers, as mentioned, will receive. 21-0, Castle leads Memorial. And really not much else you can say except that the Tigers are going to have to deviate somewhat offensively, look to go to the air more, and when they get the ball, hold on to it.
That might be the solution right there, Bill, and I'm sure they talked about everything at the half that they could, holding on to the football. Like I said, a couple of times they ran that dive up there nice off of their tackles, and that shows the bright spot in Coach Winesapple's playing, I guarantee you.
John Leidy's career record, and of course, Leidy at one point had a losing streak of 19 straight games in 78 and 79. That streak was snapped during the 79 season with a win over Yes, Memorial.
Will receive.
Some of the interested participants along the sidelines. Castle will kick off. David Seeley will do the honors. Memorial with 3 men deep. The Tigers will look to get it going right away.
David's a fellow that went in a while ago and played nose guard for Chris Scales and did a good job. He's quick. I noticed his movement off the ball.
Seeley moves forward, and there's the second half kickoff. An end-over-end job, and it comes to Garner, who steps in front of Young and cuts straight up the field, now to his left. Spun around, breaks a tackle, moves outside, down the sideline to the 30, 35, and finally dragged out of bounds.
That was an excellent run by Garner. He was hit over on the sideline, out there on the hash mark, and seemed to spin away from it. He picked up another 15, 20 yards there, Bill.
First down, Memorial.
Well, that's a good indication if you're a Memorial fan. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Bolkenstein still at quarterback. Matt, a 6 foot, 187-pound senior.
Castle in a 5. They wait till you break huddle, see what kind of split you've got, if you have any.
Again, the Tigers start with a full house backfield. This is Sean Young.
Defense.
Number 32.
And a gain of a couple, it'll be 2nd and 8. And that is not
With the young people,
what the Memorial fans wanted to see right out of the gate. Thurman on the stop, up from his linebacker spot.
And find a seat.
It'll be 2nd down and 8. You look for him to throw, don't you, Don?
It indicates that at times. It's according to where your field position is. Coach Bob Rogers giving defensive signals down there.
Now out of a split backfield, Bolkenstein fakes, throws, and incomplete. He threw it behind Garner, who appeared to lose his footing. Gary Gillis over there on the coverage, and now Memorial in an obvious passing situation, 3rd down and 8.
Jeff Green wasn't very nice to Mr. Falkenstein at that time.
Bolkenstein calls the play, brings his troops up to the line. Again, they come out of that full house. And it's a running play. Looked like it was Garner getting the ball. We'll see as they unpile. It is, but pickup is minimal. We'll call it 2. It'll be 4th down and 5, and Memorial's first series in the second half. Less than impressive, and they'll be forced to kick it away.
I believe Coach Leidy is getting some experience out there at the time. He seems to be shuffling a lot of people in on defense.
Morgan will kick. Chester and Gillis are deep. High snap. He moves forward. It's blocked. The kick is blocked. Joe Huff was there. He falls on the ball. And again, Castle with a big, big break, and you make your own breaks, and that's what Hustle and Joe Huff did there. And the fans are back in the game.
He almost picked the thing up and run it in the end zone. It was quick action on the punters that he didn't get the ball, pick it up, and go to the end zone.
First down.
Another bad break from Memorial.
Well, spotted at the 23. A high snap was the costly item there.
And a fast defensive end.
Mooney continues at quarterback, and Castle continues in the I. First man through takes the ball. Tom Rollins, the 5'11 senior, marching forward.
Rollins carries.
Up to about the 15, or checked out the 20-yard line.
Garner in on the tackle.
Pickup of 3, it'll be 2nd and 7. Goins goes in, Huff comes out, Rosemer also comes out. Jeff Mickle is in there, so it is Rollins in the up-back position with Mickle behind him. Goins in motion. Mooney to throw. Now he's in trouble. Screens it off, and boy, they had that play diagnosed. Great play by Eric Seib.
Seib seemed to be quite active tonight. Of course, Bill, the Seib family has come. There's a lot of fine football players named Seib over the years, and he's following in the footsteps, seems like. He's been very active tonight on defense.
We'll call that a loss of 9 And it'll produce a 3rd down and 16 situation. Deion Chester split wide to the right.
Slot eye.
It's the fake. This is Mooney, puts it on his hip, racing for the far sidelines, tries to fend off Albee, and then is dragged down out of bounds.
I think that was a mistake. I think that was supposed to be the counter to the inside. They missed the handoff, and he just tucked it away and went to the sideline.
Well, let's see how the Knights play it here.
Here you see it.
And looks like Mooney may be down across the way. Officials timeout, and he's sitting up over there with an official right by his side. Coach John Laddie over there in a hurry. Mooney has his helmet off. Appears to be okay. Looks like he might have twisted his neck. Hate to diagnose from a distance, but he's back on his feet and heading across the way.
Number 11, Greg Mooney.
So it'll be a 4th down situation, and Brosmer will try a field goal. It'll be from the 31, so it'll be a 41-yard attempt. A 41-yard attempt by Chris Brosmer. The snap, it's placed down, the kick is up. It's high enough, is it long enough? It is no good, off to the side. The kick is wide to the right. So the
Memorial will take over.
31-yard attempt falls by the side, and Memorial will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
You know, Bill, when you try the field goal, there's so many things involved. First of all, the snap, then you got the set, and I noticed that ball was snapped real well, and there was no problem there whatsoever. He was a little bit far out. That, like you said, 41 yards that's a pretty good trick, but don't let for 1 minute think that he probably can make that.
Well, Memorial takes over.
Bootleg.
Falkenstein with a little bootleg looks to dump it off. Nobody in the neighborhood. And it'll be an incomplete pass. Falkenstein was wrapped up. Looked like Green and Seibert were back there.
Seibert. Second down.
It'll be 2nd and 10. 8:39 to go in the 3rd quarter. Memorial looking to get the offense started. Here's the pitch. This is Garner trying the left side, and Memorial is strung out. Penalty flags fly.
Flag on a play.
And let's see. The officials will huddle and talk it over.
Flag on the play.
Face masking.
I would expect to be a face mask as quick as he threw that.
Kevin Murphy, the official, with the face masking call. Now for an update on some other football going on around the tri-state, let's go to Paul Morrison.
And good evening to you. We do have some highlights to show you, in particular from a game that is all the way through the first half at this time, taking the action to the Henderson game, where right now it's Henderson County and Wrights, and they're battling, but it's nothing. In that game from Wrights, the Colonels had what appeared to be a touchdown, or close to it, about halfway into the first quarter. Henderson County quarterback Jay McCrowski tries to connect with his receiver near the goal line, but the ball is intercepted by Jimmy Blankenship of Wrights. He intercepts, and the game goes from there to the first half with no score. Defense, the big name in that game. And that's all the highlights we have for you right now. You can stay tuned for further updates. Take it back to Bill at the game.
Garner, number 23, carried.
Okay, thank you, Paul. And on the play, Garner carries around the left side for a couple of yards before Jeff Green chased him down.
Green wanted a tackler.
That was a little power sweep. They just threw back to the halfback, and away they went. Here you see it. And the defense came up quickly.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. From the 30, we'll call it the 33-yard line. Castle picking, or rather Memorial picking up 15 yards on the face mask call. Another give and straight up the middle play. Scales and Green there to stack it up as Young carries.
Sean Young carried.
He picks up 2 yards.
Robin Williams in on the stop.
We'll call
Robin
it 3rd
Williams
down
in
and
on the
8.
Tackle number 84.
And Memorial sticking to the consistent ground game. 3rd and 8 from the 35. Little slot to the right. Bolkenstein drops straight back. Looks like a screen, dumps it off to Garner, gets a couple of blocks. Garner breaks a tackle, heads up toward midfield.
Pass complete to Rich Garner.
And looks like his dancing effort may have gotten a Memorial first down. It did.
First down.
Well, that
Once
was a
again,
pretty play.
look here, Bill, you see where official almost gets in the way. Of course, it's his first game too, I guess, right?
Boy, some great downfield blocking.
Nice piece of running there. Nice bit of running by Rich Garner.
Gillis was one of the folks to hang on before Green got there to help out. Pickup of 9 to the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for Memorial. Bolkenstein keeps, cuts it back, and heads up near the 48.
Bolkenstein carried number 15.
Robin Williams. Looks like Joe Huff might have been there. That time Bolkenstein on what appears to be an option play, keeping it and cutting it back. Green in on the stop again.
He shows us that he's got some running ability. And Coach Weinsapple told us that he's got good running ability.
Pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. 2nd and a long 5 for the Tigers out of the full house. Bolkenstein, the jump pass, complete, loose ball, incomplete. It's an incomplete pass, no catch. That will disappoint the Castle sideline. Tim Bamey had it, but didn't hold on long enough.
According to the men in black and white.
Here it is again. And the official that made the call was looking right in, and apparently with his back to the camera, Bamey might have done the juggling act and never fully getting possession. Brings the Tigers a 3rd and 5. Bolkenstein looks to throw, complete to Young, across midfield, down to the
32, Sean
near the Castle 45, and that'll be another Memorial first down perhaps. We'll see where they mark it. It is a first down. So the Tigers starting to move with some consistency now.
Using a little bit of the passing game, and I think they're kind of throwing that quick pass, and consequently it's may force the Knights to back off a little bit. But that's what the idea of the short game is anyway.
That was not the prettiest pass Matt Bolkenstein will ever complete, but it was successful.
I like throwing it to that little sophomore. He seems to know what to do with it when he gets it.
This is Bevan with a good carry, 6 yards.
Sean Young carried.
That's just fake the halfback, Bill. Fullback off tackle. They run it well.
Joe Huff on the tackle.
Getting a good mixture off the line, too, now, Don. It looks like a little more life down there.
That's right, and it seems like things are picking up, and the offense is beginning to perk a little bit. And I'm sure that's making everybody on the sideline happy.
We hope you're enjoying the 1983 season opener. Castle leading here 21-0, but Memorial marching on with a 2nd and 4 from the 39. That looked like Garner on the carry. Ricketts on the right side of that line, helping stack it up. Looks like Scott Thurman might have been over there, too.
Kevin Ricketts, one of the tacklers.
Coach Watson pointing out from our press box location that number 11, Castle quarterback Greg Mooney, is sitting on the bench behind the players on their knees. There you see some of the players along the sideline. But Mooney, who was injured, or shaken up at least briefly moments ago, sitting on the bench. Meanwhile, 3rd and 3 for Memorial. Bolkenstein gives to Bevan, and that will go nowhere, and now Memorial's in a real tough situation. There's your buddy, Mr. Scales, Don.
I like him. He's my kind of ball player. I like those people that like to stay out on the field and play. And
two-way play.
You know, Coach Lighty told me about Joe Huff. He said he plays both ways, and I took him off the kickoff team. You want to know why? And I like that kind of thing.
Well, he also told us that Huff will probably see action on the kickoff team during the cluster game. That shows how important they are. Memorial, trailing by 21, will apparently kick it away on 4th and a couple. And that punt is going straight up. That may bring rain.
We hope.
The ball gets a good bounce, though, and rolls dead inside the 10-yard line. So Castle is pushed back deep in their own territory. I'm kind of surprised to see them give up the ball, though, Don, trailing by 21.
The drive a little bit. Memorial did. Kept the ball how long? Quite a long time here in this quarter, and I'm sure that's a bright spot for the Tigers. They found out they can move the ball.
Held on to it for 5 minutes.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Were you surprised to see him kick it away?
Well, their field position, Bill, was not too good. Let's don't turn the ball over to the state champions in the middle of the field. We have enough trouble with them as it is. So let's kick it down there. Here we're going to commercial.
21-0.
For the biggest and best selection of Ralph Lauren fall fashions, come to Strauss's, Eastland and downtown Evansville.
Whether you live in an old Victorian house or a contemporary ranch, in a city, suburb, or rural area, your home needs protection from the elements. True Value Hardware stores recommend their True Test Weatherall acrylic latex house paint to guard your home against mildew, cracking, and peeling. It's ideal for most exterior surfaces and comes in 3 finishes. Protect your home with True Test Weatherall acrylic house paint, available exclusively at participating True Value Hardware stores and home centers.
I'll tell you this, Bill, there's something this year that we talked about it last year. Of course, you know, this year you're allowed, the coaches, once again, are allowed to go to the huddle. I think sometimes we ought to take the camera and a mic out to the huddle, see what's going on out there on the field.
We'll do that when we tape delay a game because...
You think... Of course, we may have to get the okay of those people to run that, but I think that's interesting when you see the offensive coach go out and talk to the offensive unit, defensive coach, the defensive unit. New quarterback, Andy Keller.
Andy Keller, a junior, 6'2", 170 pounds, breaking in at the 8-yard line. With the counter, he gives straight up the middle. And carrying there is number 35, Tom Rollins.
Tom Rollins carried.
Picks up maybe a yard. We'll call it a yard, make it a 2nd and 9 situation. Keller, just a junior, replacing senior Greg Mooney. So Mooney goes the first half, and some here in the 3rd quarter were shaken up. And now Keller in, although Coach Lighty had told us Andy Keller would probably see action tonight. Loose ball on the snap. It rolls back toward the goal line. And it's a touchdown. Memorial's on the board. Well, in bang-bang fashion.
Number 72, I think that was Adam Starry in there.
Adam Starry.
Adam Starry made that recovery, a defensive tackle.
Well, let's look at it again. And just a bad exchange. You could see it on the snap.
It's rather difficult. The fullback didn't get the ball. And there you see, there's Starry. He's got the ball. Boy, that's a lineman's dream, Bill.
No kidding. Boy, he'll talk about that. That'll become a 10-yard, 20-yard, 30-yard touchdown run as the season progresses. So we'll rack that up and show it to you again. You could see that the exchange on the snap is what caused the loose ball, and a lot of times you'll see that when you get a quarterback change in there. Here it is. You can watch the snap. Keller never had it.
Timeout, Memorial.
There you see it. Now the Tigers call timeout. That's not going to make Ralph Winesapple very happy. Boy, Christmas in August for young Adam Starry. This is not something you like to see. Memorial having to call timeout to get their extra point team out on the field. Matt Falkenstein wandering around across the way. Apparently they may not have had proper number of people in there, or may have decided to go for 2, or a multitude of things that could have happened. Meanwhile, the Tigers have cracked the seal. It's now 21-6 with 3:03 to go. And that time it is Castle with a costly turnover. So the Tigers will look to make it 7 here. Volkenstein calling signals. The snap. The placement is good, and the kick is good. Dan Cannon with the extra point, and it is now 21-7. Castle leads. The lead cut to 14, and Memorial will kick off, but look for some enthusiasm from those Tigers when they hit the field.
I would imagine. Dan Cannon, a soccer player for Memorial. Remember we talked about that the other day? Coach said he was going to come out and kick. Here it is, a replay. He looked like he hesitated on the kick, but he hesitates there, but with a powerful leg, there it goes.
I was wondering.
And it goes up, Billy. It doesn't go sideways. It goes straight up in the air, and good distance.
You want to give us the PSA for the soccer league, which gets going tomorrow?
Tomorrow at the Coke Prep Soccer Field on Division Street, starting at 11 o'clock, 5 games. Go till about 4:45. You will be there.
That's right.
In a box seat. Thank you.
Don Watson, the sports coordinator for the Prep Soccer League, which is going tomorrow afternoon. And Dan Cannon, who has some experience in that soccer league.
Cannon to kick off.
Let's see if they try the onside kick. A lot of movement up there. Cannon moves forward, and it's an end-over-end kick. Deep and taken there by Rollins, and we got whistles all over the place.
He might have set that knee down when he picked up the ball.
Rollins.
That had to be it. And of course they blew it dead when that knee goes down. That seems like a no-fault type thing. Here you see it, Bill. There he did. The knee went down, evidently right there. Or wait a minute. Yes, it did. When he fielded the ball, his knee went down.
Good camera work. Stan Newman and Earl Waitman showing you the pictures.
Well,
and
let's see what happens, Billy.
Young Mr. Keller gets another chance. Somebody strapped the big guy down up here. Out of the eye on 1st and 10. This is Chris Brosmer near the sidelines, dragged out of bounds. Volkenstein over there. Seib also went on the play, and John Foltz.
John Foltz on the tackle.
They started near the 14.
2nd down.
Brosmer picks up about 8. We'll call it 2nd and 2. At the 20.
Bill, we don't like our halfbacks making too many tackles. We'd like for our ends and our corner people coming up making those stops.
Rollins and Brosmer in the backfield. Keller to Rollins, big hole, big yardage. Foltz and Volkenstein wrap him up, but a big gain up the middle for Tom Rollins.
Now I'm going to once again blow the horn of that right guard. It was a trap. Watch him. Boom, here he comes. Looky there, hit 72, stood him up.
Did you see who that was?
That's Chris again.
Chris Scales, 6 foot, 195-pound senior.
And he hit the big tackle.
When Don gets his USFL franchise, Scales may be the #1 pick. 1st and 10. Flags, and they'll blow this one dead.
Now, I'm not going to mention who that was. I think pulled a little early.
Illegal procedure against Castle.
It is illegal procedure. Some movement on the interior of that Castle line. Referee Kevin Murphy with the indication.
1st and 15.
And Castle will now go to work from the 27. It'll be 1st and 15. 5-yard penalty. Chester splits to the top of your screen. The back's in the eye, a flanker on the right side. Keller gives to Brosmer, who bounces off one tackle and gets up near the 34.
2nd down. Rich Garner on the tackle.
So Brosmer gets the 5 yards back plus 2 more. It'll be 2nd and 8, gain of 7. Boy, Chris Brosmer, a tough young running back.
Chris Scales, I gave the credit to a while ago on the trap. It was 65, Mike Meyer. He's the fellow that did it. I'm sure Chris could do the same big thing, but Mike's the one we give credit to. He would be awfully mad when he would see that.
This is Brosmer.
Rosemer carried.
Gets across the 35, out near the 37-yard line.
Garner in on the tackle.
Garner was there leading the way for the Tiger defense. And Memorial would really like to stand him up here. 3rd down and 5, 52 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Let's see how Castle plays it. Chester to the top of your screen, Gillis in the slot. This is Rosemer around the left side, and they shut him down.
Rosemer carried.
Eric Seib was there.
Sean
He got
Young.
some help from Sean Young. Watch it
Eric
again.
Seib
They
on the
stacked this
tackle
up
for
pretty
Memorial.
well. Young did the brunt of the work. Pickup of 1, it'll be 4th and 4. 13 seconds left to go in the quarter. Castle may just let time expire. Down to 5 seconds left now. That'll be it. They won't kick it away, and the 3rd quarter comes to a close right now. So Memorial cracks on the board by recovering a fumble in the end zone.
Castle 21, Memorial 7.
But after 3 quarters of play, it is still Memorial trailing. The Castle Knights lead the Tigers 21-7. Back with the 4th quarter in a moment.
You want to have a really happy Smurf day? Try our new Smurf Party Punch. Only at Hardee's.
The race was hard, but now it's through. You're hot and dry and dusty too. So you follow your thirst to the taste that comes first, 'cause there's something big waiting for me and you. Coke is it, the most refreshing taste around. Coke is it, Coke is it.
Woo! And now enjoy new caffeine-free Coke. The can is gold. The taste from Coke. Coke or new caffeine-free Coke. Either way, you'll say Coke is it.
Castle will kick it away to start the 4th quarter of action. The Knights with a 21 lead. It's a fake. Rosemer carrying, being pursued, and the Tigers have shut it down. Castle with the surprise, trying to go for the fake, but it is no good. Eric Seib had it.
Takes over.
There you see quarterback Andy Keller conferring on the sidelines. Look at this. The fake. Rosemer running with it all the way, and I think this was a diagnosed play that just didn't pan out.
Eric Seib hit young Mr. Thurman a pretty
Ball
good
on the
lick,
35-yard
and it
line.
was one of those things where sometimes we're not looking for it and we get it.
Well, Memorial takes over 1st and 10 at the Castle 35.
With a little bit of spirit going on out there.
Bolkenstein gives to Bevan, big hole, and he dives forward to the Castle 27.
Bevan carried.
Scott Thurman on the stop.
One of the tacklers.
Boy, Memorial looks like a brand new ball club out there. Big hole. Bevan, a good carry. Remember now, Memorial's playing without what you might call their number 1 back, Mark Wooten, out with a wrist fracture. 2nd and 3 for the Tigers. This is Sean Young, the sophomore, trying the right side. Dives forward to the 25-yard line.
Young carried.
And he may have a 1st down, and Castle has a player down. Can't pick out his number.
Sean Young will show us here, Bill, that he's got awfully good speed, and I would imagine Memorial like get him turn that corner a couple of times.
Well, Ralph Weinzappel's really high on young Mr. Young. He is just a sophomore, 5'9", 166 pounds. And he has some real good speed.
You know, this is one thing that kind of, in coaching, Bill, you really get concerned about. They come in with a 21-0 lead. Your ball club comes in with a 21-0 lead. Then all of a sudden, the other ball club gets 7 points, and momentum picks up. And here they are. They tried that fake punt, didn't make it. They're in pretty good field position. They're on the 25-yard line. A touchdown now might pick them up considerably.
You saw Michael Keeney leave under his own power. It's 3rd and inches. And Falkenstein to throw. Got a man open, but it's incomplete. Intended for Garner. Threw it a little high.
Pass intended for Rich Garner.
Gary Gillis back there defending. And I can assure you the Tigers will go for it here.
That was a nice hit. Even if he'd had the ball, that was a hard enough jar to shake it from you.
Just a little
bit.
Here you
see it. There's a good hit.
And of course the Tigers will go for it. 4th and inches. The ball resting right on the Castle 35. They go with a full house backfield. Falkenstein gives to the first man across, and he gets the first down. Garner with
Rick
the carry.
Garner.
Rich Garner carried. First down, Memorial.
And Garner picks up a couple. 2-yard gain will be 1st and 10.
They've had good luck running that dive all evening.
Garner now with 14 yards on 7 carries. And Memorial with a first down at the Castle 23. 10 minutes, 9 seconds to go in the final quarter. Falkenstein looking, throwing, and incomplete. The closest man was Dion Chester. That was intended downfield for Tim Bamey. And I think they got their signals crossed because Bamey went one way and the ball went the other. As you watch, you'll see Dion Chester, the closest man to this.
Well, it looked like Bamey was running a streak, and Falkenstein was throwing to the corner. It looked like a one-man pattern, Bill. I didn't see anyone else out on it.
Well, it brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Out of the pro set. This is Bevan, good hole. Joe Huff cut him down, but Bevan kept falling forward.
Bevan, number 22, carry. 3rd down.
Mike Austin finally fell on top of Bevan. There you see the 3rd quarter statistics. And again, dominated by Castle, but on the scoreboard it is tightened up, and the Tigers threatening. Again, the turnovers, the big numbers there. Memorial's turned it over 4 times. Castle's converted 2 of those into 14 points. Here's a 3rd and 4. Falkenstein batted down.
Incomplete pass.
Robin Williams appeared to get the big hand in the air to swat that aerial to the ground.
4th down.
And now Memorial's faced with a 4th down and 4 situation. Look at it again. Couple of guys. Huff might have been there too. But there you see Williams, number 84, in the vicinity. It appeared to be his hand that might have batted that one away. And now the Tigers, faced with this crucial 4th and 4 situation, will stop the clock and confer with the coaching staff.
And once again, the coaches go out on the field. Wonder what Coach Rogers is saying to the Knights. And out in the other huddle, who do we have out there?
What would Coach Watson be saying in the Memorial huddle?
Well, we're 4th and 4, and you should never put a fellow on the spot like that. We're definitely, Bill, not going to kick the football here. The thing I would say is, what play can we run to get 4 yards on?
You're gonna
let them make that decision.
Right. That's like, I forget who it was, but here's the pass that was knocked down just moments ago. And if we can, I don't know if we can roll that further or not. Apparently not. It still looked like Williams was in the vicinity. And Jack Keller, with extreme confidence, indicates it was Mr. Williams there, the 6'2", 185-pound senior. This could be the ball game right here. 4th and 4 for Memorial. Just inside the Castle 20 with 9:23 to go. Falkenstein on the play action. Looks, dumps it, complete.
If it's complete, he made it.
And it is a first down. Well, under intense pressure.
That's complete. First down.
And I see who made the catch.
I thought Robin Williams was going to get him before he threw the ball away.
Complete to Richie Garner, number 23.
Yes, it was Garner that made the catch. And he almost ran into a pole over there on the far side. There's a speaker situated on top of a pole over there, and Garner had to do the 2-step to get out of the way. But Memorial picks up the crucial first down, and now knocking at the door. Pickup of 6 on the play, First and 10, it looks like they're at the Castle 13. Out of a pro set. This is Bevan, big hole, down near the goal line.
Number 22, Tom Bevan.
Excellent, excellent play. Good drive. And he's a fine runner. He's a fine runner. I think they're showing us now what Ralph said they were capable of doing.
And that's another Memorial first down.
First and goal.
Here it is again. Coach, you got to be loving this. Great line work.
Ball on the 1
Bevan
yard line.
with 35 yards on 8 carries now. And Memorial gets 4 cracks from the 1 yard line.
Well, Castle, of course, now gets to try their goal line defense, but Memorial's so big up there.
Full house backfield. Bevan, touchdown Memorial.
Touchdown Memorial.
Well, don't go away. 8:37 to go, fourth quarter, and it's 21-13. Cannon comes on to try the conversion. And they are standing and yelling across the way on the Memorial side. Bevan, the 6-foot, 190-pound junior, cracks it in.
Well, Bill, this makes it a different ball game. 21-14, 8:37 to go.
It only took 3 minutes for that 35-yard drive, so there's plenty of time left. Out of the hold of Falkenstein, Cannon will try to convert. It's down, it's up, it's good.
Is good by number 89.
Well, the rejuvenated Memorial Tigers looking now more like we expected them to. Have tightened things up considerably. 21-14, 8:37 to go. And you hear the fans on both sides of the field coming to life. We'll be back. Let's take a timeout. 21-14, Castle lead is down to 7.
Ever notice how things break down right after the warranty expires? Most warranties only last a short time. But if you ever have a transmission problem, you can get a warranty that lasts as long as you own your car. It's AMCO's car ownership warranty. You get free annual checkups and you never have to pay for transmission repair again. Wouldn't it be nice if every warranty was this way? AMCO. Why go anywhere else?
Don't hide the natural beauty of wood. Enhance it with True Test Woodsman stains and varnishes from True Value hardware stores.
Outdoors, they provide wood with a durable finish that resists moisture and mildew. Interior wood also benefits from the care and protection that Woodsman products provide. For beautiful wood, use quality True Test Woodsman stains and varnishes sold exclusively at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers. True Value, more than a name, it's our way of doing business.
Tom Rollins has just returned the Memorial kickoff to the Castle 34-yard line. Between the 33 and the 34, the Knights will go to work there, and Greg Mooney is back in at the quarterback situation. The senior returns as the lead is down to 7, 8:16 to go, and the Knights go to work. Chester split to the bottom of your screen. This is the end around to Joe Huff. Tim Bainey made the initial hit. Garner finished it up.
You know, Bill, Joe Huff is probably the fastest fella on the team. That's what Coach told us. This is going to be interesting now. They got things a little testy, and we're going to find out now what really is going to take place. Memorial's got some momentum going. Castle's going to have to reach back and get real tough, and I'm sure that's what Coach Leidy told them on the sideline. Hey, guys, let's go. Let's get it together.
Well, Huff got it just across the 40. Pickup of 7, 2nd and 3 for the Knights. Rollins in front of Brosmer in the backfield. That's Goins in motion. This is Brosmer with the carry.
Number 30,
across the 41-yard line.
A little mix-up once again. Let's don't lose our tempers, fellas. That hurts both ball clubs. If you get a 15-yard penalty on your team, look what happens. Same way with the other guy. Take a chance getting thrown out of a ball game.
Down.
So you got to control your temper.
Steve Ziliak stacking up Brosmer. And now Castle with a 3rd and 1 at the 42.
Rich Garner calling defensive signals, playing linebacker.
Brosmer, first down and more. Midfield, 45. 41-yard line. Albee was there.
Falkenstein making the stop. Excellent job. He's a fine athlete. You can tell those people.
Watch it again. Big hole here.
Got good position on him. Of course, he knows you've got to get good position on him. If you don't, he'll run over you.
First and 10 for Castle at the Memorial 41.
We've got a flag.
Let's see what they call. They're going to go against the Knights. Brosmer picked up about 16 on that last
5 yards.
Unofficially, we have him now for 116 yards on 18 carries. Rollins has 8 carries for 37 yards. The 5-yard penalty will make it first and 15. From the 46-yard line of Memorial, Mickle in motion. Mooney keeps and is snowed under after picking up about 3 or 4.
11, Greg Mooney carried.
He just followed the halfback in. I don't know whether he was trying to hand off to Brosmer or missed a handoff and just followed him in.
Gillis goes in with the play. Mickle will leave. Ziliak was there again. Young also made the initial hit. Some concern along the Castle sideline. Second down and 12.
That's Coach Jerry Sims, offensive coach. Here's a little recounter with
Gillis. 40. Tries to break a tackle, but Garner wouldn't unleash. Gillis gets down to the 35. Thurman leading the way.
Rich Garner was playing that well, and he refused to let the fellow make the cut. Here you see it. He comes from his linebacking spot. There you see him.
Was that Thurman that made the block right there? Boy, he really opened it up. And Garner doesn't want to let go.
Third down.
Dan Thurman.
Excellent block. Excellent block.
Pickup of 8. Third and 4 from the 35. Brosmer didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Garner got in the backfield. Albee was there. And Castle is faced with fourth down and about 5 yards.
Greg Seibert on the sideline, Bill, seems like he might have a little shoulder problem. He's a tire of strength out there. They want him on the football field.
Watch this. Garner there in a hurry, and Albee ensures it. 4th and 5, the Knights will try and convert it. Rollins in front of Brosmer. Chester to the near side. Mickle in a slot. Mooney holds, throws, wide open. Rollins down to the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 13. He was wide open.
Bill, what happened there? They have Deion Chester split to the outside. He went down and run a post pattern, which means he runs down the field and cuts towards the goal post. Both halfbacks went with him, or the safety and the halfback. You see the boys out by himself. They've got to recover, as you can see at the top of the screen. And almost got hit in the back, and if he'd kept his feet, he would have given him that momentum up front.
Rollins with an 18-yard pickup. 1st and 10. Brosmer scampers for a couple.
I can't get over how well and how aggressive Memorial's got this second half. They've picked things up, and they've given Chris a little bit harder time than he did the first half.
Brosmer picks up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. We now have Mooney 6 of 7 for 54 yards through the air. And the counter again appears to have missed an assignment.
11 carried.
6 for 7, pretty good passing
Ball
percentage,
inside
Bill.
the 10-yard line. Third down.
Not too shabby.
No.
Mooney held onto the ball, picked up a couple, and Castle has a 3rd and 5. The ball rests at the 7-yard line. Now the officials stop the clock. I believe this is an official timeout.
Timeout.
Now let's see. Now Castle is charged with a timeout. So the Knights with 3rd and 5 and 2:47 to go at the 7-yard line of Memorial will call timeout.
There's Jeff Sims, the offensive coach, out on the field. There's fine staffs. Both of these schools have fine football staff. Coach Leidy with Jerry Sims, Bob Rogers, Johnny Evers, Mark Anderson, the freshman coach. Fine coaches. Worked well together, excellent, do an excellent job of coordinating that program. And of course, Coach Winesapple's got Quentin Merkel. Quentin and Ralph have been at it together for years with Coach Logel, and they know constantly what each other's doing, so that makes it great. When you got a staff like that that is compatible and work hard and get along with each other, you've got something going for you. And this is a Castle staff, and so is Memorial. They got 2 fine coaching staffs.
Saw a buddy of yours from Boonville, now an assistant coach at the University of Evansville.
Bell's going to the University of Evansville, and I'm sure he'll be an asset for that program.
Bill Harwood, of course, who missed last season because of some illness.
You know, Bill, I was thinking a while ago, sitting up here, it's about 91, 90, maybe it's down to 89 now. The last time we were up here, the wind chill factor was 10 below. It's a little different.
3rd and 5. Brosmer spins away, 2nd effort, but he's still going to come up shy.
This defensive unit up front of Memorial is doing an excellent job.
Well, Garner got up there to make the sure stop, and now Castle is faced with a 4th and 4.
Seibert wasn't hurt. He's back in the ball game. He might have felt a little pinch in the shoulder, but he's out there.
Well, 2:19 to go with the clock running. Memorial would love to stand pat here. The pitch goes to Brosmer, and he's not going to get there. Memorial got to the backfield and broke it up. Garner is there, and he's got some help back there.
Rich Garner made the initial stop.
Barry Mueller helped out.
2 minutes.
Somebody didn't pick him up. They'll probably have to look that up in the film because he just knifed right through, and he was a backside linebacker.
Well, now Memorial trailing by 7. We tick under 2 minutes to go. They take over 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line, 91 yards away from the tying score. Bolkenstein is the quarterback. He's got Garner in the backfield. Young is also back there. The give straight ahead, I believe, to Garner. And he picks up a couple.
2nd down.
Scott Thurman in on the stop. Steve Kriegel, the other man in the backfield for the Memorial Tigers.
Bob Bardinero is playing that offensive right tackle. Then they switch Adam Starry in there, and they kind of, I think they may be running plays. They both do an excellent job at blocking off that dive. Here's a little look in again.
This is Bamey with the catch. And he has a 1st down, and that will stop the clock while they move the chain.
Now, Bill, I'm going to say something. This will be the longest 67 seconds that Coach Leidy has ever lived in his life, and the same way with Coach Winesapple. You want that clock to, one of us wants us to keep going, the other wants us to slow down.
Bolkenstein takes him up to the line, 58 seconds to go. Bolkenstein on the roll, cuts it back in, gets across the 25, but still the clock continues to roll. Now they call timeout.
Timeout Memorial.
The Tigers stop the clock. Joe Hoffman, Scott Thurman.
Here's the score. Wright 7, Henderson County nothing. 4th quarter.
Bill Hape trying for a
Bill's
victory.
going to put it together, it looks like.
Well, I've got a second here for a timeout. There's another score. Boy, those Bulldogs, that looks awesome. 54-0.
Well, you know, Coach Owen put two defensive backs from last year in offense, and both of them are sprinters. So evidently they got a little sprinting
Definitely
chance
sprinting
tonight,
up the
right?
score.
I guess.
While we've got a second here, I want to take just one moment to wish a speedy recovery to Shane Rummel, who is recuperating in the hospital after some emergency surgery a couple of weeks ago. Shane, you have the nurses fighting for battle pay, so get well and get out of there. 48 seconds to go, 21-14. Castle leads Memorial. The Tigers trying to drive. This drive started at their own 9-yard line. They're out across the 25. Falkenstein brings him up to the line. Fakes to Garner, play action, looks, throws a wobbler, and incomplete.
Incomplete.
It was intended over there for Jeff Kincaid.
Third down.